Welcome to Silver Linings Talk Show. We are so excited with our guest today. We have a local business that we get to highlight today, which I'm so excited. And we have the beautiful Meri Wick with us, who is the owner, along with your husband, owner of the Westbrook Inn and Captain Stannard House. And today we get to hear all about you and what kind of brought you to Westbrook and all the wonderful things happening at the Westbrook Inn and Captain Stannard House. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited too.
You guys do such wonderful things, so really excited to be a part of it.
Awesome. Can you just tell us a little bit about your background really quick, and then I guess whatever you want to share as an intro for you.
Sure, thank you.
Sure.
Thanks for the opportunity to kind of share what we have going on. My background was not in hospitality. I was a restaurant manager very early in my career, but I was in the beer business.
Yeah.
So I worked for a few different companies. Heineken was the company that I was at the end of, end of my first career,
Yes.
I guess. And I had such a great opportunity when I worked with Heineken to be in sales marketing. I actually spent some time developing a training department for them, HR. And then the last part of my tenure there, I was running the national team that worked with hotels and casinos and airlines and airports, and so traveled a lot and got to spend a lot of time in hotels. So I really can say that I've leaned on each one of those different careers, or like mini careers within my career, in order to build something at the Westbrook Inn.
That is awesome.
That's awesome. I can see that.
So with the entrepreneurial mindset that you have, and the interest that aligned with all of that, tell us more about how this has to do with owning an inn.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say entrepreneurial mindset, because that's something that was really a mantra that Heineken instilled in all its employees. So it's really where I started thinking about how to approach the work that I did there as with an owner mindset, and trying things and testing the waters. And that really, I feel like, Diane, empowered me to seize an opportunity when the planets started to align, and it felt like things were coming together to fulfill a dream that I always said I was going to own a bed and breakfast. Those are one of those things you kind of say, and a lot of people who walk through our doors say the same thing, that they've always wanted to do that. And really an opportunity presented itself. I was working out in Las Vegas, and there was an aspiring innkeeper seminar, and I said, I'm just gonna stay for the weekend and attend this and see how I would ever be able to make that dream come true. And it really put the wheels in motion. And I started looking at inns, and within a year I was leaving my job and buying an inn.
I think you just rolled right into our next question.
Absolutely did.
Like, how did you know? Like, that universe aligning, I kind of love how we flowed through this, because you're very similar to me. I mean, I started my career as a restaurant manager too, and I always aspired to be some sort of an innkeeper, hotel manager, that kind of thing. So I do really believe that entrepreneurial spirit needs to be there, because you really need to be open to doing all the things. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you stepped into this innkeeper seminar, please tell us just a little bit more about your, you were there. What pulled you? Was it the sign? Was it the fact that you had time? What was the pull?
Well, the first thing I want to say is we're always hiring. You still can be an innkeeper. But, I do think that working in a restaurant, being a restaurant manager in particular, you have to wear many hats. If you know, you need to clean the bathrooms, you need to clean the bathrooms. If you need to jump behind the line, there's always a crisis. So that conditions you. I always think it's amazing for anyone to have that kind of experience, especially early in their career. You know, I do believe that things happen for a reason. And I believe that all of the signs are always there, and it really is, what do we do with those signs? For me, I was not staying in a great hotel. I wasn't able to get onto the strip even, so I ended up at this Westlake property, which is
Familiar
not
with
normal.
Westlake. That too.
And yeah, so then, and who even knew that there were associations of innkeepers? I mean, who knew that that happened? So when I checked in and I saw that, I, you know, called my husband. I said, I'm going to stay an extra, you know, a couple days because I want to go see what this is about. And, you know, the first thing I think that that did was give me the sense of community, that there's really nothing that you truly have to do on your own. If you look around a little bit, then you find that there are like-minded people. The second thing that it did was, sitting in this seminar, the beginning of the seminar talked about financing options. Because when you think of owning an inn, the first thing you think of is, I'm going to have to invest in a pretty significant piece of real estate, and to have enough rooms that it's a business. So there are lifestyle opportunities, and many people think that they'll retire and they'll buy a small property and just host people. And that is absolutely one of the models when it comes to, you know, the type of inn you're gonna own. For me, it was a business. I'm not ready to retire. I was only ready to retire out of that part of my life. And so, you know, understanding how it could actually happen, the functionality of purchasing, and they provided a number of different ways to do it. A way that we chose to do it was through a 401k Rob, which is converting your 401k into a corporation and buying your stock yourself. And it gave us the capital that we needed in order to do that.
Awesome. Now, I just want to say that I love the fact that you saw the opportunity and you went for it. Because there could be someone who was there and is like, oh, I really wish I could do that, and let that pass them by. I love the fact that you took the opportunity, you made the extra, you know, reservations that I'm going to stay for the weekend, and you just did that. I think that that's so important, because we have to take opportunity to get somewhere.
And the financial part did not scare you.
No, and actually when I did the math, I said, this doesn't work out at all. It's not a good idea, but if I didn't do it then, I wasn't going to do it later in life. And yes, there was great security, but you know, I had worked in the corporate environment for 25 years. Every time we had new leadership, you would kind of go back in a circle and just start things all over again, because no one wants to come into companies or to run companies and hear that we've tried that before, it didn't work. So I just felt myself going in circles. And you know, when I left, I was there and I thought I was a really integral part of the organization. And when you leave, no one's calling, no one's saying, boy, only if she had stayed. So creating something for myself was so incredibly important to me. And I luckily had my husband. He had a great job. He could provide benefits for us. So it was, you know, a leap of faith, but a leap of faith that, first of all, that he was willing to take with me. But I just said, I'm going to do it. What's the worst thing that's going to happen, right? I can always bartend.
That's right, and that's a great partnership, and that's kind of why we're calling this second act Building a Legacy, because what you just said was, I'm kind of done with this part.
I'm ready for
something different. And you know, I was kind of giggling when you were saying there's so many different models of innkeeping. you know, and one of the things that comes to mind is Bob Newhart, right? Like, yeah, you can be Bob Newhart in that show, and it's so calm, and that's kind of the picture perfect situation, but that's not how it is, and we know that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Hey, Diane, can you maybe talk about how the silver lining piece
Yes.
here?
Yes, I was going to say, so brave, Mary. I mean, to just,
Right.
you know, conjure it up inside yourself and just take that leap. I'm so inspired by that.
Yes.
How's happiness is the driving force for you?
I think that that's a great point. You know, I had my mom and my sister living with me in our home, my husband and my stepdaughter. And you know, I think that when you think of self-care, you think that it's always very passive. Self-care is very passive, and you're going to meditate, and you're going to go to spas, and those things are wonderful. For me, self-care was doing something that was truly just for me. I felt like I had been taking care of other people, and while I was working and doing I had an amazing job. I'm blessed that I had that opportunity. But what it wasn't doing was feeding my soul and feeling like I had been working so hard, and I needed to work hard for myself.
And you shared a beautiful photo of family. So I just want to show that quick, because to me it looks like an essence of happiness.
Oh, absolutely, it does.
Yeah, can we show the family photo? I mean, to me that looks like an essence of happiness.
Yeah,
So,
it's
very
joy.
cool.
It's pure joy. And you
very
know,
cool.
we've had almost everyone in that picture has worked. Actually, everyone in that picture, even the little ones, except for Finn, the baby, have worked for us in some capacity. Some have volunteered out of working for us. But you know, the wonderful thing is you do this for them, and creating space and time.
So we
for
got to
them.
roll into what it looks like now. So I loved when we talked about this, but we got to do it quick for the Westbrook Inn first. Is what does owning and running a inn really look like? And we're going to be showing pictures of the inn as you talk.
about it. Yeah.
Okay, well, I thought it was folding fluffy towels and just figuring out how to get the lightest, fluffiest towels, and that we'd be doing a lot of baking and planting. And actually, I do none of those things. We do spend a lot of time trying to get the fluffiest towels. But I was able to really lean on all that experience that I had, because so much of it is about marketing and networking and building connections.
I love these photos that people can see the beauty of the Westbrook Inn.
Yes.
Thank
with,
you.
With the rooms, with the beautiful dining
But
room,
you're right. In order
the exterior.
to have the success,
Yeah.
you got to get people in the door.
Now, I just want to, this is super cool. Like, how many inns actually have the opportunity and access of a dock?
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
that's super cool.
It is so awesome too,
Yeah.
and people love it. And people who've never kayaked, and
Yeah.
you know, it's complimentary. You just go down and grab a kayak and go out in
That's
the water.
awesome.
It's a very gentle
cool.
river. But people who have tried it, I just love that.
That's
right? It's
awesome.
their opportunity.
And you love it so much, then you bought another inn.
Yeah.
Yes, and
And we have pics of that too.
yeah, the opportunity came about for us to buy the Captain Stannard Inn. 1872 is when that property was built. It's historic in town. It's been so many different things, everything from a dance hall to a restaurant. And it's been an inn actually since the original inn was in 1902. It was the Menegatusick Inn. So we are thrilled to be able to have this piece of Westbrook history and be the caretakers of that. My husband has always wanted to live in a big, beautiful home. We moved over into the Captain Stannard.
Oh, congratulations.
Which has been really exciting, and we spent the past season refreshing it,
Yeah.
putting our touch on it. One of the things I love about it is it was built by a sea captain, and my husband has his captain's license. He got that last year. So it's come full circle, and it now is the home of a sea captain.
Yes. And I think you bought in 2019, right?
The Westbrook Inn we did, yes.
And then 2020 hit. And I know we talked about how, you know, for everybody that became a challenge. How did you navigate 2020 with just buying, an inn?
Yeah, we were completely oblivious to the fact that something could go wrong.
Sure.
And like I said,
Sure.
I always thought, well, if it does go wrong, I can bartend, and lo and behold, we couldn't even bartend because everything was closed.
Right.
Oh, but that's beautiful.
Yeah, and
So
when
what's going on here?
This is a wedding. So, talk about silver linings. We did not intend on doing weddings and events. But once COVID hit, everyone
Yes.
had to rethink. If they had weddings planned, especially large weddings, they had to rethink it. And we started getting a lot of phone calls.
Yes.
And we just saw an opportunity to convert an area down by the river into a wedding lawn.
Awesome.
My husband was like, no way, we are not going to make investments. Now we were, barely able to make the mortgage payment.
Yeah.
But the silver lining was, as we dove into our finances and as we dove into opportunities, we just said this is something that could create a new revenue stream for us. And we will do about 30 weddings or events this year at the Westbrook Inn.
That's wonderful.
So it's created some amazing memories and built great friends and family through the
Yes.
events that have taken place there.
I really love that, and I think you also mentioned that you did have some long-term stay opportunities too, right?
We did.
Because there's always what am I trying to say? Like when you have a
Lemonade
problem.
out of lemons.
Yes, it does create an opportunity if you can't do the turnovers, because turnovers during COVID were very difficult. But to have,
Right.
there were people who were in the area who needed you.
Yeah, they needed us. We had a
And-
couple staying with us that had just bought a home and they were renovating it in Westbrook, and they couldn't get the workers to come.
Yeah.
So they couldn't leave, and they became our COVID family. We're still very close friends with them. We call them our COVID family. I started making dinner for everyone because you
Yeah.
couldn't get food. So it really has. Listen, everything really feels awful when that moment hits where there is catastrophe. But if you just dig deeper, we were able to just think how we were going to survive it, and it's
And
made us
then
stronger.
you transitioned by adding another thing that we have some pictures about too, is hosting teas on Tuesdays. And I love how you thought about this. Can you share how that all came about? And we're going to show some pictures too.
We, of course, needed to have staff, and in order to have good staff, we needed to ensure that they were going to be able to, they have to take care of their families, and they're part of our family. We need to take care of them. So we created teas. It started in the holiday season to be able to keep, some activity going on, and we ended up selling out. We did a dozen teas.
Yes.
It was also a really wonderful opportunity for us to think about how we could invite the local community in who normally wouldn't come for an overnight stay.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So once we started doing the holiday teas, we just expanded it to teas on Tuesdays. And now we have a great partnership with the Ivoryton Playhouse, and they have a tea at 5 play, and for all of their matinees, we're also hosting a tea. So you can
Very
come to
cool.
the matinee and have
And Diane was wonderful to create a video about dressing for tea. And none of us have seen it, so we're all pretty excited.
And who knew? I love knowing what to wear to a tea.
Yes.
Because we're going to a tea next week.
Yes, actually, your
Outfit you
tea.
have on, Lynn, is perfect.
Oh, thank you.
So we can show Diane's
I wore it on
video.
purpose. I wore it on purpose. I'm glad that I nailed it.
Yes. Let's see how we dress for teas.
Hello, everybody. Did you just get invited to a beautiful tea or maybe a shower for somebody this summer and you're not sure what to wear? Well, I'm showing you something that I would wear to a shower. It has these cute little silver, if you can see, platform tennis shoes with them. I have a jean dress on. This is by Veronica Beard. I have added a cute little belt because it came with a belt, which is right here. And the belt was kind of simple. It's just one of those fabric belts that come with the dress. So I added a belt with some white and silver in it to match my platform tennis shoes. And I have a really pretty little, if you can see my necklace here, it's just a little flower necklace, just a little something. And then I just have one little sparkly bracelet on my wrist. So this is how I would style this. And maxi dresses, here's another idea. Maxi dresses are having a moment. I love these maxi dresses. Oh, look at that yellow one. That would be so beautiful. And then there's another dress, which is a jean dress next to it. And that is also really in style right now, these just beautiful, simple jean dresses. Then there's also that pretty sundress with some paisley on it. And that's really pretty. That one's by Veronica Beard as well. The yellow dress is by Farm Rio. And then as I come around this direction, I can show you some of my favorite florals. Look at this dress. This is by Alice and Olivia. And it is so pretty with all the purpley and pink flowers in it. I mean, it really looks like a bouquet of flowers. You're like literally wearing like just something so beautiful that it looks like artwork. Right behind it is, let me get this out of the way here, by Vince, a shirt dress. I love that shirt dress. That could be very pretty to wear. I also have something a little more simple, like I call them runaround dresses because you just throw them on and run around. And I've got a jean jacket next to it, so if you needed something for your shoulders or you don't care for your arms, you could throw that jean jacket over top. Over here, I have some really pretty prints. Oh, look at, I love white jeans, and then that beautiful floral blouse with the white jeans. Isn't that beautiful? Again, very pretty. And then next to it is another dress by Alice and Olivia. She does beautiful prints. That's why I love all her stuff. It's scenery from Portugal. And that would be so cute. Imagine that. And then you could throw this little jean jacket over it for the shower. Isn't that adorable? And then this Cinquecet dress with all the pretty, again, just reminds me of lilacs. It's got all that lavender color in it. It's got a little collar. It comes with a belt. You could always add your own belt if you didn't care for that belt. And I just love all these really pretty ruffles that they're doing right now on the bottom of these dresses. So that's really pretty. And then what shoes do you wear? Oh my goodness. Okay, so here is one of my favorite shoes. This is by Louis Vuitton, and it has just a small, it's not a kitten heel, a little bit bigger than a kitten heel, but it's just a little strappy, bone colored, and if you can picture that with really any of these outfits, I mean, it would go with everything. As I turn around here, just about everything. I don't think I'd wear it with the yellow or the paisleys. Actually, I wouldn't wear it with these. I have a better one. I have my Cinderella shoe, which is also one of my favorites. I call it a Cinderella shoe because it's like, you know, like a clear, it's like a, you know, Cinderella. It's her magical slippers, right? It's a clear heel to it, clear in the front. And it would go with anything. So when you're investing in a shoe, or if you're traveling too in the summer, this is a great shoe because as you can see as I turn around here, this shoe would go with anything. So while you're out shopping around, you could definitely look for something like this. So I hope this has helped, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful tea or shower to go to this summer and have fun. Enjoy it.
I loved all those, I mean, gorgeous flowered dresses, and I loved all that.
Diane, you have a really nice showroom.
Yeah, so nice.
Beautiful.
I know we spoke a little bit about community connections. Are there I know you said Iverton Playhouse, but how about like senior centers and things like that? Are you doing any teas with them?
We do. Our garden club comes and has
Oh, I
their
love
holiday
that.
luncheon with us.
Very nice.
And we've also hosted things for the Historical Society as well. And with the Iverton Playhouse, there's quite a few senior groups that are coming before they go to the play. So it's been wonderful to be able to offer that. And we actually have a few other children's groups we're looking at working with the Kate to do with their kids series in the summer, a jewelry making. So we just like to open our doors up and think of how we can, partner with not only those kind of community groups, but also networking groups. And, I think that you guys are coming to the tea
Yes,
this
we
week.
are.
Yes.
And that's a great way for women to get together, or men like tea too, but a great way for women to get together and really share their businesses and their aspirations.
And Miss Diane, do you mind asking our last question and wrapping up our show?
I would love to. So, ways to build a legacy, and how someone can find out more about the Westbrook Inn and the Captain's Stannard House. How do they find out about you?
Well, you can find out about us by going to our website, www.westbrookinn.com, or stannardhouse.com. That's not standard, Stannard, Stannard. About building a legacy, it is really creating something that is going to be there for our family. And when I say our family, I even think about how some of our employees might have the opportunity, as we decide to pass on the reins, take on that the property. But it's to feel like you're doing something that is much greater than showing up and punching a time clock every day and just collecting a paycheck. It's the energy that we put into our community and the volunteerism that we do, and also just the friends that we're building along the way.
Beautiful.
I feel
Awesome.
that.
And there's your silver lining. I mean, that is so beautiful that you've turned this all into just such a beautiful legacy for yourself and your family. And,
Yes.
and girls, what do we always do?
We
for the
always
silver
look
lining.
For the silver lining.
linings. And thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your beautiful inns.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much. It's been great just making new friends with you as well.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see it in person.